Okay, hello everyone, morning classmates and to our professor. So today I will be discussing like synchronous presentation for today with regards to statistics and probability, which is for the basic data visualization using or in R programming. To achieve and simulate on this learning presentation progress, first of all, you have to download two software using R and R Studio and install it in your computer. So, using Google, no, you can locate the R download. Just go in to cran.r-projects.org, download the R, and after you have downloaded R, the same time Google R Studio download, so you can refer on the web link, which is the https rstudio.com/products rstudio/download. Well, you can choose any version of that is free. Uh, the other options has professional and standards, which is comes with a fee. We asking it for it. So just choose the free IDE standards for the Studio. You can download and set up install in your workstation. So depending on your operating system, either it's Windows or Mac OS system. So yeah, in order to run the our source scripts. So step one, we will go to run our project website. So as I mentioned earlier, check this https run.r.project.org. So here is example screenshots on the landing page of this from project org. There you can see that there is an available R download for Linux, Mac OS X, and also the Windows. So steps two, you can click on the download R for Windows link, and then you should click on the base subdirectory link, which is install R for the first time. So since it is the first time we will be using this R programming and R Studio console IDE, so we'll have to choose install R for the first time. And then step three, click on the download R. So it's represented by x.x.x for Windows. So this x.x.x stands for the latest version of R. In example, the version 3.6.1 version, and save the executable file on your workstation. So just save it, no, in the easiest file path folder locations such as desktops, downloads, documents. Then step 5 will be run the exe file and follow the installation instructions. And step 5a, select the desired language and then click next. So here is the sample screenshots of this installation file. So there is an English language, so you have to click OK, and then step 5b, the license agreement, and click next same time. Then step 5C, select the components you wish to install. It is recommended to install all the components and then click next. So here is the example. There is a core files, 32-bit file, 64-bit files, message translation. So are recommended for these components to be installed. And then for the step 5D, enter the browser, the folder path you wish to install. R into and then confirm clicking next. Here, the R installation for Windows no, gives a default folder name, which is the R. So again, you have to click and follow the instructions and next. And under step 5E, wait for the installation process to complete and finish. So here is there's final options and additional tasks, whether you want to click the desktop shortcuts, which will you be able to easily find and click the executable, save version number in registry, associated R with our data files, and so on. So the image on the right shows the installing progress. Now, once it is completed, you may now run the R for Windows. And take note, you may do also the same installation process for the RStudio for Windows installation. So we have a two software applications that need to install. Number one is the R and also RStudio, which is the console IDE, which we will be working on this presentation learning video. Yeah, okay. To begin with, launch the RStudio that we have just installed. The image shown below is the sample console and environment graphical user interface of RStudio. Um, RStudio is a user-friendly interface for you to type R codes and execute. Here, you can refer to the link provided in the slide presentations or Google it to be able to download our softwares, which I have shown earlier. And both is free for you, so you can look for the free version and set it up. After the installation, launch the RStudio and you'll represent the console working environment of the RStudio, no, which composes several blank windows. Here is the sample image of RStudio. From there, you can see the consoles, terminals, jobs, environment, history, connections, files, the plots, where is the graphical representations, no, or the plot, the help files, which plays an important role in some of the functions and all the variables or descriptions you want to know. There's also the export functions. So yeah, most likely these are the whole image, no, and yeah, our studio as a whole. So after installation, launch the RStudio and represents the full console's working environment of the RStudio. So the example data set that we are using is the data set examples of an average height and weight of American woman. And we are going to load the data set using the console, no, this console, to initiate and execute the code necessarily in the work progress as we go along with our presentation. Okay, I'm now showing interactively the on-live installations of the uh, R and the RStudio program. Yeah. Okay. First, we will run the R. So this is the installation folders for R for Windows 2.1 setup. So select the setup language. We will select English. Next, so this is the installation general public license agreement, which is most likely users user acceptance license agreement. Okay, and this is the installation path, program files are 4.2.1, then click next. So here, as recommended by R, we should select all components available on this installation file. So yeah. So okay, startup options, we just leave it, so accept defaults. Yeah, and again, so this is the R folder, no, different folder for R applications. Then, okay, additional shortcuts of create a desktop shortcut, yes, okay, save versions, number registry, yes, associate R with R data files, of course. So we have to associate the R data files, which is readable for the R programming applications that we will be installing. Okay, now as you can see, system is installing, extracting the files. To see program files are 4.2.1 libraries, parameters, etc., OCX, and also the XC files. So we will just wait installation. Yeah, now, okay, we have just completed the R for Windows installation. Click on and we will now go on to install the R Studio console ID. So you can launch it and R Studio setup and next. Okay, the installation will default for the C color program files R Studio. Next, name of the software applications which will display is the R Studio. Next. So now again, R Studio setup is extracting the necessary files for the installation process. Let's wait for the installation process to it still extracting. Normally pitch 100%, so installation extraction will be means it is completed. So now the installation for the R Studio is completed. So now okay, I'll be showing you to launch the R Studio application. Okay, okay. So we will locate the R Studio. So now, as you can see, we have already successfully installed the R Studio, and now we will launching it, the application. Okay. We will now on and show. Okay, now let us just focus on this one. So here you can see the console now. R Studio Console, which is version 4.2. So yeah, again, we are seeing now the console, the terminal, background jobs, and parameter studio. These are the basic components of the R Studio IDE environment. So yeah, again, to begin with, no, we have to go on and add the R script. No, so here our example is the R Studio dataset .csv as an example working data. So okay, okay, yeah. So rightly relocate the data set, so just transfer it stuff in our folder, so that easily sorted. So yeah, okay. We will open up here. Okay. So I'll be showing you guys. Okay, these are the syntax commands that we are using. Yeah. So now we will try to open the data set for this file. So okay, to open the file, the data sets that we have. So we will be using the path file cjson slash users slash okay. Let us know first where the installation file has been located on this PC. Users is P. Yeah, okay. And then slash dataset. Oops, desktop slash uh, since we are locating here the R programming working of files, um, files. Just cancel. Okay, so have to build these section. So start R. So we will run now this roll R. Okay, now we are running this script plot height against weight. Then main title will be height and weight plot. The type is P. Sub is equal to subtitle. X lab is equals to weight, kilograms, and Y lab is equals to height in meters. Then notice when we run this command, it shows some changes on this plot area. Okay, there you can see the height in meter, height and weight plot as a main title, and weight kilogram, and then we have here as sub title. So the plot there is still there, no? The height in meters 1.3, 165 pounds, and also the weight in kilograms 0 to 55, 60, 75, 60, 65, 70, and 75, and so on. So first, we would make use of a summary function example. So the summary women, which is a data set, and as you notice and can see that we have a more overall view of each columns and content. So here is the graphical representation plus derivations of the data from the functions that we identify, max, human against dollar height, minimum quantile, attach, summary, and the plot, and also the model. The plot command is the graphical representations that shows here. Uh, when you only working on one data sets, you can also use attach command. So this is the attach command. So while working on the one variable data sets to achieve, we use the attach command. No? For example, we input attach a woman and then a filter, for example, by height. The console output will display all women height data set. So in this case, it is fine to use um, the attach command. No? Next is we will show how to use the plot command, no, in this example. No? So this example, we use the plot, so it shows the graphical basic data visualization plot, no, that desires based on this relevant variable command. From the plot tab, so here you'll see the graphical representation here of the height variables against weight data, which is x and y, as a result of our plot function command executed previously. When we want to fit a line and indicate the relationship, if we want an x fitted line under weight variables data x and y, as a result of plot function command executed, no. So here previously, no, what we have executed, no. So this is the summary initialization and the plot as a summary overall result of this plot command. Now let's try to do a plot that has a fitted line, no? Fitted line. So representation line other than the type of height and weight plot. So we'll try to do something more than this default plot. For example, why don't we do add an input and title? No? So this here, the title, we try to add input and title. So more comprehensive uh, graphical representation. So now we will add an upline. No? Upline means we can add an extra lines on the plot, and then we type a model. And as you can see, no, on the plot graph now shows a dotted or a circle data representations. No? We will try to add a single line on this. Okay, by using the upline. So I'll be showing you how to execute the upline command. Upline model is the model of the data sets that we are trying to extract, no, and display as a result. Okay. See, as you can see, no, there is a red line already shown, no, in between these circle line representations of a data. So it shows a more comprehensive using the outline models, the color red. Okay, let's try to change the color for the salmon. Say salmon color. Notice you should be expecting the changes in color in here. Okay, yeah. I think more of a light color. No? Let's try yellow. How about blue? Okay, see? Okay. Now the line changes. So that is the functions of the outline. Have a more fitted fitted variables in the form of line. Now let's try to do some plot of the ranking. Uh, Try to execute plot rank against weight. Okay, rank. So let's see how the plot graphical representations show on this. Okay, so now we have this, no? So the minimum is 22.10 first quantile, median. This is the graphical representations of the data variables based on their ranks and their weights. So notice that the circle dotted circle represents data previously in a line is now scattered, no, based on the ranks and the weights criteria that we are trying to achieve and filter. And the plot graphical representation shows based on this rank and weight plot criteria. Then, okay, we will try again the upline using the linear model rank against height theta is equals to women. Of course, this is the name of our data set being used. Color is equal to, let's say, yellow. Yellow. Let's see the output of this one. So let's try red. So that's black. Okay. Now we have this height and weight data, which is the color is red. Oh, supposed to be red, but it's not showing. Anyway, try the next one. So now we will try more comprehensive histogram. Histogram. Let's see what the histogram based on the age criteria of the woman will show. Okay, now as you notice, graphical representations now change now into histogram based on their age now. Frequency of 02468 and the age for 2022. These are variables are depends on the available data that is given for the whole of these 15 columns and a series of those data for the average height and women American women, data sets, our example. Now let's try to have a more comprehensive. Um, Try to add age, breaks, is equals to 10. Let's try this variable. Okay, so now as you can see, the plot graphical representations change. No? And let's try to add more, no? Variable criteria. Breaks is equals to 10, x lim is equals to c. This is the criteria, no? Either 23 or 26 of age. Color is equal to, let's say, salmon. Let's see the output of this. Okay, so now you can see, no, the color change and the graphical representations range with the breaks of 10, age of 22 and 26. between 22 and 26. So it's now showing 22 and 26 as compared to previous one. Okay, this one and this one. So now this criterion for the age of 20, between 22 and 26 with breaks of 10 for the age, the average height and weight of American woman is showing this. So, well, um, this is the end of our basic data visualization presentation learning. And I hope that you have learned something with regards to the statistics and probability with the basic database, basic data visualization using R, the histogram command, the abline command, the plot, the summary. So these are the basic functions and available for our programming. Again, thank you all classmates and to our beloved professor, Dr. Memo Abate. Thank you all guys. Yeah, and I hope you learn a lot on this. And again, yeah, thank you all. Bye bye.